So if you're tuning into this explainer right now, chances are pretty high that results day has just happened. And man, I know the anticipation leading up to this exact moment has been absolutely intense. We're going to spend the next few minutes together unpacking some deeply important ideas drawn from an incredibly moving and insightful piece of writing titled Beyond the Results: Rising After Academic Failure. Look, if you're feeling overwhelmed today, or if you're feeling like the ground literally just shifted right beneath your feet, I really want you to just take a deep breath. You are in exactly the right place. We're going to look closely at what these results actually mean, and honestly, what they absolutely do not mean.
Okay, let's dive into this. The absolute core of our source material today centers on a really profound realization. An exam result does not determine your value. Even if you fail today, tomorrow's victory can be yours. I really wanted to start right here because it provides some immediate, necessary emotional validation. When you're staring at a grade that just isn't what you hoped for, it is incredibly easy to feel like your entire world has just collapsed. The numbers or letters on that page can feel like this final, permanent judgment of exactly who you are. But the intrinsic truth is that your human value is completely separate from an academic metric. Tomorrow is a brand new landscape, and victory is absolutely still on the table.
The source text paints a very clear picture of the two starkly different realities of results day. On one hand, you've got joy and celebration. Some people got exactly what they wanted, right? But on the other side of that exact same day, there is profound sadness, frustration, and a very real sense of fear. If you're experiencing that second reality right now, you need to know that your heavy emotions are completely valid. It physically and emotionally feels like the world is crashing down because we often mistakenly tie our entire core identity to academic validation. It's jarring, it's painful, and acknowledging that pain and really understanding where that heavy feeling comes from is the critical first step in processing it. So the crucial point is this: failing an exam does not mean failing at life. The source material emphasizes this distinction with incredible clarity. Think about it. An exam is a highly controlled, completely artificial environment that's designed to test a very narrow set of parameters on one specific day. Life, however, is beautifully chaotic, vastly complex, and infinitely wide. A stumble in that narrow testing room absolutely does not equate to a failure in the massive ongoing journey of your life. What's really fascinating here is how the source confronts a major societal problem: the illusion of the mark sheet. The text points out that our society places massive, sometimes overwhelming, pressure and value on exam results. We are culturally conditioned to elevate these pieces of paper to an almost mythical status. And because of this intense societal focus, people falsely begin to feel that their entire human worth is determined by a single mark sheet. It creates this incredibly powerful illusion. You start to look at a grade and think, oh, this is who I am. But it isn't. It's an illusion created by a system that overvalues standardized testing, often at the direct expense of recognizing true, nuanced individual potential. That brings us to a direct, really profound question. Is a human's worth measured by an exam? The answer, unequivocally, is no. No way. The source material challenges us to break out of these rigid societal norms and shift our perspective toward what actually matters. Just think about all the qualities that make a human being genuinely valuable: kindness, creativity, resilience, empathy, your work ethic, your adaptability. Not a single one of those traits is accurately measured by a standardized test. The true measure of a human's worth is far too deep and complex to ever be captured on an exam paper. Real success is measured in ways that a grading rubric could never even begin to comprehend. And speaking of real success, the text reminds us of a universal truth about high achievers. Many of the world's most successful innovators, visionaries, and leaders actually share a common trait: a history of spectacular, undeniable failure. They haven't just faced setbacks. Their empires were literally built on the lessons they learned from getting back up. Their success wasn't built on some magical ability to never fall or a perfect streak of passing every test. Rather, their success was built precisely because they learned how to rise after falling. Rising after a fall isn't just some nice motivational concept, you know. It is the actual mechanism by which genuine resilience and ultimate success are forged. Let's move to and see how this builds into actionable steps for processing the setback. So how do we actively process this? The author offers a clear, highly practical roadmap. It starts with simply accepting the sadness without rejecting or suppressing your natural feelings. It is completely normal to mourn a missed expectation. From there, you have to give yourself the grace and the time to process it. There's no rush to magically feel better overnight. Just be with yourself for a moment. But eventually, you must draw a hard line. You process the emotion, you take the time you need, but you protect your future by refusing to let this one moment dictate your life's entire trajectory moving forward.
And this brilliantly illustrates a metaphor presented in the text. A closed door today can lead to a better door tomorrow. The author uses this to remind us that life is a much, much larger journey than a single exam result. When we fail, our tunnel vision often only lets us see the door slamming shut right in our face. What we can't see, in that blinding moment of disappointment, are the new opportunities and alternative paths that will inevitably open up specifically because of this detour. Sometimes life has to abruptly close a door you thought you wanted, just to guide you toward a much better door that you didn't even know existed.
The source lays out a really powerful, actionable directive for moving forward from here. Refuse to give up your dreams just because the route to get there has suddenly changed. The destination is still yours for the taking. Fiercely protect your belief in yourself. Your innate intelligence and your capability haven't magically vanished over one bad testing day. And most importantly, let the sting of this setback become the ultimate fuel. You have to actively turn today's failure into tomorrow's strength. Let the frustration you feel right now propel you to work smarter, adapt better, and push harder than ever before. As we bring this explainer to a close, the source leaves us with a powerful summary. Your effort, courage, and strength to rise again is what leads you to success. Your story is not over yet. This brings our entire narrative full circle. The results you receive today are absolutely nothing more than a tiny comma in the long, beautifully written sentence of your life. They're just one small, fleeting chapter. What truly defines you is your effort, your courage, and your unyielding willingness to stand back up. You may have stumbled today, but trust me, your story is far from finished. You have the pen in your hand. You have the ultimate power to define exactly what happens next. The source text leaves us with a resounding, ironclad promise: you can still win. The setback is real, but so is your immense potential to overcome it. So, I leave you with this question to carry with you as you step away today. If an exam result doesn't determine your value, and if you can absolutely still win, what will your next chapter be? Thank you for watching this explainer. Take care of yourselves and keep moving forward.